Yo, what up? Facebook, YouTube, Fencer Princeton, SoundCloud, SoundClick, and All Points North. It's your boy Tom 202 coming at you one more again. And this time I don't have a ridiculous story, although there are some ridiculous stories out there. I'm coming at y'all on the Veterans Day tip. I am a veteran, but I'm not here to say, hey, I'm a veteran, yada, yada. You know, for me, I'm here to say, okay, for one, I just got a call from a friend, lives across state, and I hardly ever hear from this individual. And that's cool, you know, that's the relationship. We hardly hear from each other. But she was like, yo, you're a veteran. Go hit Applebee's, man, a free meal. So I was like, word, I live like 5 seconds away from Applebee's, you know, walking distance, you know, because I ain't got a whip right now. So I was like, okay. So she said Applebee and a couple other places, but when she said Applebee's, I was like, yeah, you know, let me go snatch up a burger and fries from Applebee's. And that's what I did. So this is my unboxing of my burger and fries. Ooh, ooh. I got the cheddar melt with the bacon on it. Y'all don't know about that. Cheddar to the mizu with the fries. And I got the naked fries, meaning I didn't put any ketchup or anything on them. You know, because sometimes I just like to eat, you know, like I be too lazy to grab the ketchup, and they good just the way they are. So to the rest of you veterans, man, yo, because the country needs people who are going to fight for it. But for those of you who went out and just like, you know what, I'm going to sign up. If I got to go across the water, I'm going to go across the water, kick some ass for my country. Then yeah, man, big ups to y'all. You cats, man, when I was in Applebee's, man, I seen some World War II veterans, man. Like that hit me hard. Like that's heavy to me. Because one, I know you got drafted. And for two, I know you got drafted when you was like 18. Now I went in when I was 19. You know, I was just hanging out doing nothing, and then I decided I want to go ahead and go in. But you know, not everybody had that choice. There were some people. It was like we were at war, and it was like, yo, you're coming in. And some people, you know, dodged the draft, like Muhammad Ali. He was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And for his own personal reasons. It's in his memoirs and his story and his movies. You can check that out. But you know, there was some cats, man, and I talk about this every now and then, especially like during D-Day, man, like Normandy and whatnot. The average age of a person killed was 19 years old. The average lifespan of a 19-year-old who had just got off the ship was 13 seconds. Now, for you people who've never been shot at before, or for you people who've never been in a war, like any kind of war, not necessarily sanctioned, street war, whatever, you know, where it involves, you know, ammunition, like, it's so consuming to think that I'm not going to make it back to see my parents, like, my girl, you know, my dog, whatever, it's over. Like, it's going to end right here. You know, I'm sure that was a mind state of most of the people who, when they stormed Normandy, the whole philosophy of the president at that time is to send as many bodies, pretty much, they throw as many bodies at the problem as possible, and we'll eventually overcome it. And that's exactly what happened. However, the loss of life was so catastrophic. You know, it's not something I would wish on my worst enemy. Like, it was horrible, you know, over there. And when I see, you know, older cats, you know, coming back standing tall, like, man, my heart just goes out to them, because I know that they were living in the proverbial hell. You know, when I was at war, when I went into the war, I was already in. And the war started in 91. I was soon to get out. And when the war kicked off, I'm looking right at the television like, yo, we about to go to war. I worked for, at first I was in Germany, but I had came home and they put me at Fort Riley in Fort Riley, Kansas. When they put me, for one, Fort Riley, Kansas is the third biggest fort we have to date. So when I was at Fort Riley, Kansas, and they made the call for Fort Riley to move out, Fort Riley had the tank units. You never seen nothing like that in your life. If you never seen a tank, it was like a whole city evacuated within less than a month. It was so, like, the U.S. military does not play. There is a lot of us. There is the things that they have, like, I wouldn't want it with the U.S. military. If I was like Al Qaeda, I would have been like, I don't want that. I don't want that problem. Because when they start firing off them M1s, which are tanks, it's a bad deal. It's going to be bad for you. Because this thing can hit you up to, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles, moving at 60, 70 miles an hour, the opposite direction. This thing can jump a 13-foot trench. I mean, you should just check them out to see what they can do. There's YouTube videos on what they can do, and look at the turret on these machines, which are, you know, it's just amazing. So basically, the tank unit moved out, which were 44 SIG, I believe. They were 44 SIG up on the hill. And it was a horrifying but beautiful thing to see the Army, the weapons that the Army has, all with one collaborated effort, just move out. Just like one call was made and boom, it was over. It was like thousands and thousands of, okay, long story short, nonetheless, a couple of my friends got deployed. Now, I couldn't get deployed. For the unit I was working with, I couldn't get deployed. So basically what I did was, my best friend at the time, Tone, was getting ready to get deployed, and I knew it. And I thought to myself, you know, my family would be okay if I died, you know, because I think it's like $50,000 goes to your family. I don't know what it is. But I thought my family would be okay. Not that I died, but oh, they would get some money. You know, we're poor folk. We don't have a lot of money. And I thought my mom's would, you know, she would get some cheese, even though, you know, it'd break her heart that her middle son was gone. But I'm gonna go fight for my country. I'm about to shoot somebody right in the face, you know, talking that craziness. And but I really was on it, like, I'm gonna go fight for my friend. Like, I'm not gonna let my friend die over there. Like, you come anywhere close to my boy, it's gonna be AR right in your face. And I was serious. You know, mind you, I was young and stupid, but nonetheless, that was my whole philosophy. So I didn't even ask my commander anything. I went straight to his commander. And I found him walking down the hallway. This is how informal it was. And I was like, you know, aren't you the captain of, you know, this unit? And he was like, yes. I was like, take me with you. You know, I didn't salute him, no nothing. I broke all kind of protocol, but I was like, screw that. We need bodies, you know, over there. You know, I'm volunteering. Let's roll. Let's do this. You know what I mean? And he seriously thought about it. He stopped. He froze. He was just like, thought about it for a minute. Then he was like, I can't. I was like, why not? He said, because I can't deploy you fast enough. When they made the call to go out for all the units that they were taking, which was most of them, the Fort Riley was pretty much empty after that. Of course, you know, I don't know all that goes into it, but he couldn't take somebody from another unit without going through a whole bunch of paperwork, is basically what was happening. And it took me a long time to figure that out. I was like, man, just tell my captain that, hey, you're coming with me. But it just doesn't go like that. But shortly after that, I was out. I was out of the military because my time was pretty much, you know, up. But I was in during the war. I just didn't get deployed. I tried to. And another thing about it was, I had 2 friends go over. And for about 20 years, I didn't know where they were. I didn't know if they were alive or not. And it just so happens that one of their cousins happens to live here in Ohio. And I saw her and she was like, yeah, I know somebody. I was told her, I know one person from Lima. She was like, who is it? And I said who it was. She said, my cousin's married to him. And so I got in touch with him. He's doing good. He got kids, whatever, And then I got in touch with, Tone, found out that he was all right. But there were some people who went over who did not come back. And some of them were in the units that were close to mine. And then, of course, the chaos ensued. The war that was, still in the States with the, cheating wives and husbands coming and killing and all that started to happen. But it was a mess. But to you veterans who served at any time, and veterans all over the world, fighting for the greater good of the people, like for all people, because these wars now involve pretty much, you're fighting beside Canadians, you're fighting besides whoever. I just want to give my shout out, my big thank you, because, if it wasn't for you guys going over there and laying it down, who knows what could happen. Like we think we're living in a free world until somebody takes our freedom away. And it's like freedom is so fragile. It's, it's just so finite. It's not a guarantee you wake up free. It's just not. It just doesn't happen that way. China and Russia decided, hey, you know what, we're tired. Let's go over there and bang heads, and then bring Ahmadinejad with them. We're going to have a hard time. Because, they got over 2 million screaming Chinese men, the Chinese men, and then you got, the North Koreans who, they're about it. If you ever look at videos with them, the North Koreans, they about that, So, we'd have a hard time. But I just thank y'all for keeping us safe, keeping us free to an extent. And, man, long live you veterans, man. Long live you World War II veterans, man. I just want to say I'm sorry, because I know that was hell that you went through. And some of you are still going through that. And I hope the Veterans Administration takes good care of you. And it's a shame that you only get one free meal a year. To me, all your meals should be free. Anyway, it's your boy Tone 202. And to you who are like the wives and the good wives, the good wives, the good kids, and the good families that supported your veterans, thank you too. This is just my thank you to all who was involved in keeping the country safe. It's your boy Tone 202. Peace.